Hello, citizens of YouTube. This is the Geeky Nerd here, and today we're going to be talking about how to bleed your BMW coolant system or any BMW coolant system that has a electric water pump. So this is a follow-up, as promised, to my previous review of how to do a upper radiator hose and just that whole procedure, the pain I went through. So I figured I'd be a good educational moment and good just to talk with you guys here. So in this video, I'm going to basically explain how to do the coolant procedure or the coolant bleeding procedure on a BMW with a electric motor. So with that said, let's get into it. Well, first things first, obviously, replace the part. Make sure, all your connections and fittings are, solid, nice and tight, because if not, you're going to have a bad day, okay? Second thing you're going to want is actually a battery charger. Now, why is that? That is because when you're doing this whole procedure, because there's an electric water pump, it will need that 12 volts to be able to run. Now, your car battery can sustain it. However, it can dangerously drain it and deplete it because this whole process, it takes the car about 10 minutes to do on the dot. So you want to be able to make sure your battery is kept up, maintained, because if not, it'll interrupt the the bleeding procedure that the car is going through. So with that, you're going to want to connect up your battery terminals. For those of you guys that don't know, you connect your red one first here on this little connection, and then there's going to be a big nut that's sticking out that looks like it goes into nothing. That's actually your ground nut. So you're just going to plug that in, and that's basically giving your car power without having to go in the trunk. Don't go in the trunk. Next thing, this is kind of controversial. I've heard this now. Regardless, I do this procedure 2 or 3 times after any kind of like coolant maintenance at all, just because it gives me peace of mind that there's no air in your coolant system. The reason why I don't want air in your coolant system is because that will actually create minute hot spots inside your engine across, the whole inside of the engine on a microscopic level that will then cause those areas to get hot and, wear down greater than the rest of the areas. And it can also cause your just engine to generally overheat and just a whole lot of badness. So with that said, like I said, there is 2 different methods that people say. One is that you want to keep the cap off. Another is you want to keep the cap on. I've heard both. Like I said, I do it 2 or 3 times. It seems it will do it the same with either, or with either, I should say. And it doesn't really matter for the most part. You are getting the air out your system. And why it really doesn't matter, at least how I think from an engineering standpoint, is the fact that it's sucking out from the bottom hose. This is the high point of the whole system. It's actually higher. This reservoir over here is higher than the whole radiator and everything else in the system. The return, as it's coming, through the engine here, and it's going to come out. It's going to start coming out of this hose and coming out of that little tiny hole there. I'll show you guys here in a second. And it's just filling up the top, and then it's sucking it out through the bottom and sending it through the pump, which is down to the burning ring of fire, all the way down there. So from a usability standpoint, it doesn't seem like it should matter whether or not the cap is open or closed. Some people say it's for pressure, yada, yada, yada. I'll do it one time with the cap open, one time with the cap closed, and you can hear, because you'll actually hear the air bubbles, and I'll show you guys here in a second what that's like. So that's kind of your call. But important things, like I said, battery terminals, parts fit, and cap open, cap close, your preference. And, of course, your 50-50 mix. This does say here, if you're doing some kind of a high performance, going around a track or whatever, or if this is just your winter car or you're down south or whatever, you can, you can do this for the higher temperatures and for lower temperatures. However, I would say just do the 50-50 for 95% of the people. So your mileage may vary, pun intended. But here, I'm going to take you inside the car, hold on for the jump cut, and be right back with you. Hey, guys, we're back at it here. So next thing you want to do, you're going to want to take your key, stick it in the ignition in the side. And your next part is important. You're not going to put your foot on the brake like you normally would. You're going to just push the start button once. Everything's going to chime. You wait for it all to stop doing its beeps, boobs, and bobs. And then you're going to take your heat, put it up to max on either side, over there and over here. And you're going to make sure it's on low. So you're going to put it up to high heat, low fan. So after all the chimes, the bells have stopped ringing, you're going to then push your foot on the accelerator for about, I'd say about 15 seconds. They say 10, but I do about 15. So once you're going to start hearing something, it's going to sound kind of like a little squirting. Also, you're going to want to make sure that your headlights are on the low beams. And reason for that is because some people say that it will time out eventually if you don't have that. So another jump cut, be right back. So guys, back again as promised. Like I said, you want to have your headlights on just to prevent any type of timing out, because I've heard people say it will time out. And again, just following most procedures here. Now you'll see in there, I said it's coming out that nozzle. You kind of hear it. Kind of hear the water working its way through. So that's what you want. You probably hear a whining. Yep, see the water, or the water. The 50/50 coolant and the air bubbles working their way through. So you can probably hear that too. That's actually the motor. You can really hear it now. You see, it's getting all of that. It's getting all that air out the system, which is what we want. Now it is going to drop your little level there. So you want to make sure that keep that, in good graces, top that up. I'm going to stop here in a second, make sure it does keep topping up, but as long as it doesn't really drain down the bottom, like I said, it's got that lower bit that's draining from. Shouldn't have any kind of issues. Make sure your battery charger doesn't turn off. 67, so we're fine there. And yeah, you're just going to let this run. You're going to let it run. You're going to know it's going to stop. Keep it on a timer. Just give it 10 minutes. Once the air bubbles stop, you're pretty much good. This is the first round of flushing, so it does have a bit in there, not too much, but you can definitely hear it. So with that said, guys, I'm going to come back to you here in a second, and we'll button this thing up, but that's the general bleeding procedure that you're going to do. Personally, as I said in the beginning, just repeating, make sure you guys got me, is that I take the cap, I do one without the cap and one with the cap. It doesn't really seem to affect it, but at least I'm getting both variables possible. And once I stop hearing that sound, then I know it's all good. If you just hear a general whine, you're okay. Again, as well, make sure you keep your headlights on. Just general good procedure for it to make sure nothing times out. And yeah, didn't mean to repeat myself, guys, so many times, but just want to make sure you didn't miss anything, because I've done it a few times myself to be like, oh, I forgot that one step, or oh, I forgot that other step. So didn't want you guys to share the same pain that I did. So I'll catch you guys in a second. Hold on for another jump cut. Hey guys, just also wanted to add real quick, while this is still bleeding here, about actually we're 6 minutes and 18 seconds in, so as you can see, or hear, still going on. But I just wanted to add, let me know if you guys are liking this content or this kind of new change of it. We're still going to keep the same old pew-pew stuff on the channel. And if you're just watching this video because your car blew up, check out the channel, see if we have something else you like in there. But that's still going to keep on the regular. I just wanted to add something a little bit different. And come on, air, get out of there. But I just wanted to add something a little bit different. Again, I have a deep passion for cars beyond the Second Amendment and all the pew-pews and all that fun stuff. So I just wanted to give a little bit of a different take. Let me know if you guys like it. If not, let me know down in the comments. We're still going to keep the regular Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8:30, depending on when the video is scheduled to upload, but 8:30. So those are still going to come up. This is going to come on a somewhat kind of just a regular sporadic, when it happens basis, give you guys an extra video a week or two a week or something like that, keep you guys entertained, and hope I'm trying to be entertaining. Hope you guys are enjoying it. But again, let me know your comments down below on this kind of format. Again, this isn't as perfect. I don't have it on the gimbal. I'm just using the handheld here and just getting a general take, and obviously it's not a pristine environment here like with the Glock mat, but let me know what you guys think. I'll catch you guys here in a second. Okie dokie, guys, so I got it all buttoned up here. I did the final little flush that I said with the cap closed. Now I have noticed sometimes you will hear air seeping out. You just want to check it after you've done it. Again, this is my second time. If I see it dropped a little bit, I'll do a third, but I stopped hearing bubbles, so should be good. Let's see if we hear a hiss. Nope, no hiss. And you can see the levels are just perfect. Now, for those of you guys that don't know, it just says it right there. So you take the little valve. Those are the threads. So you see there? Nice and good and bobby. So it has stopped. All is well with the universe. And we're going to fire it up and see how she goes. running like a dream. Not sure how well you guys can hear me, but yeah, everything appears okay. Everything sounds good. Now, just so you know, don't be alarmed if you do this. You will see some smoke coming off, especially after, you did it. It just gets on there. It'll burn off. It'll be fine. Excuse the dirty engine bay. It definitely doesn't keep this dirty on a regular basis. Of course, it is winter, so I'll make sure I give her a good bath sometime here shortly. But yeah, everything seems to be holding. This is all buttoned back up. You see there, everything's fine. Now, I will say one thing for you guys. Here, I'll back up here in a second. You can see that hose looks awfully close to it, and it will be awfully close to it. I've seen a few people take this hose and zip tie it to the fan. That obviously wasn't there by design. There is no mounted clamp for it. Just this is an OEM part, so it will fit. It does look very tight, but you can shine a flashlight through it and see the light come out the other side. It'll be fine. Even if it's pushed all the way, it doesn't even touch it. Like, it's just a hair shy of it. So it will be fine. No issue, cause for concern. The reason why I would avoid a zip tie in that particular area is because what will happen is, flashlight keeps dying. What will happen is it'll actually start rubbing. This hose will actually start flexing back and forth and causing, just after so many revolutions, it'll wear down the life of the hose. So it'll actually wear down the rubber against it. Now, it's rubber and it's plastic, so will that really happen in a foreseeable timeline? Not really. However, I still don't want to chance it, and it's like I said, it clears it, so it should be perfectly fine. And guys, I just wanted to add, I hope everyone is having a wonderful, awesome, fantastic day. Let me know if you liked the video, and I'll catch you guys next time. See you guys.